I'd like to welcome Will from PropUp to the stage. Will, I'll turn it over to you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Jared. So I'm Will Gottfried. I'm the CEO of PropUp. We are OpTech that centralizes a ton of your operational processes that often happen in 5, 10 different places. We're talking facilities management like mobile inspections, work orders, project management tools, workflows like turn boards, make ready boards, renovation boards, collaboration and communications. It could be done in point solutions or inadequate PMS add-ons or the make ready manager whiteboard to sticky notes, spreadsheets, smart sheets, nothing that communicates with each other or back to the PMS in quite the way we do. And what we provide is an incredible user-friendly product that drives adoption. We're by operators for operators. We save you tons of time at the property, and we save you tons of money at the asset management and ownership level. We give you tons of reporting, insights, actionable data, and we unite all of your stakeholders from the field techs to inside staff to asset management, GPs, LPs, and everybody gets visibility and accountability into processes that typically, without us, have a ton of opacity. So in the limited time we have, I'll show you some of our modules and then take questions. So starting at the project management level, this was our secret sauce at my own vertically integrated investment firm that we decided to bring to market and kind of started PropUp. This is what we call turn flow. It tracks all of your inventory at all of your properties, grouped however you want them by portfolio, from the minute they go on notice in your PMS through their make ready or reno journey, punch and approval into lease up, back to move in, where they go back into the purview of the PMS. And you let Yardi do what Yardi does well, which is not this. All of this, for the most part, is automated. We're pulling in the move out date, counting down to move out day, every turn. Each tile here is a turn, by the way. This is unit 2268 of the property. Every turn has an assignee. They're notified when turns enter their purview. Nothing slips through the cracks. You see move-in labels for pre-lease dates, quick scan of your inventory. Where are things at? How close is the make ready to being done? Does it say move in tomorrow? The numbers you see, this is time in the step, or a hover over shows you the full turn timeline to date. Who was assigned, how long did it spend in that step, the coloring, gray, orange, and red. These are acceptability thresholds that users set for their own properties. How long should it take for us to walk a move out before it's late? How long should our make readies take before they're late? When turns go overdue, orange, late, red, call it whatever you want. It's either a notification for the assignee to go do the work, maybe they forgot, or to leave a comment as to why they haven't. There are reasons why things go late all the time. They can be acceptable answers or unacceptable, but you want to know what the answer is. And so that's our communication tool. So Daniela is telling me what's happening at this unit, when I can expect it to be done. If it's not acceptable to me, I can, mention her here and start a conversation with her about it, or I can ask her on my next check-in, or I can just move on to the thousands of other units that I need to check in on in my limited time and in her limited time. So we're all saving time and finding out about issues when we want to, rather than when we happen to. The progress bar here links to our digital make ready board. I mentioned we do boards for anything. They all have this same framework where the green is your scheduling step, and you can color these any way you want to differentiate property management steps versus construction management steps versus vendor steps. But you can imagine these as an eviction board with the eviction timeline, or a reno board with your reno timeline. The make ready board obviously resonates with everybody in our space, so we'll look at that. That conversation federates here. Everything that's ever happened in the unit from the minute it goes on notice is tracked. So today, a week from now, a year from now. Avoid those games of telephone, checking notes, forgetting to call back. You forget about it, 3 more days goes by. It's all right there for you. It's got dynamic zoom. It's got an amazing full screen mode. Take down the make ready manager, put us up on a 60-inch screen. It's the exact same experience. Importantly, I know how badly they want to, the property staff that is, I know how badly they want to use the make ready whiteboard and are loath for, 3-4 clicks too many. They just want to take a pen and make a mark on the board. You can use our board that way. It's one click done, one click skip if you want it to be, or you can level up and you can schedule out to an individual, assign it to me, notify as many people as you want when I'm done. Send me a one-time note about the task. It'll appear in the history. Send me an inspection to my mobile app. Is there a cleaning list you want me to hit? Send me the inspection. But when you schedule this to me, this is where a lot of competitors fall short. You send this to a vendor. We have the ability to bring your ABC cleaning into the mix. Your vendor says, congratulations on getting this new software, but I'm not going to download an app just for you. I'll flip you an email when I'm done. I'll text you updates. You say, no, that's great. That's exactly how PropUp works. They check their email. Imagine this on your iPhone or your Android. It tells you what, when, and where, who assigned it, when it's due, what the task is. The one-time note would show up here. Everything I need to do to interact with it, I can do from this email. I can add to the comment history. I can pick a new due date. It'll flip that due to moved. Or when I'm done, I just click done. And when we go back to the board, 15 seconds later, when it refreshes, all of a sudden, our task is done. So really easy, really low friction way to have your staff or your vendors interact and actually participate from the field. Adding new columns, there's no matrix building, there's no edit screens. It's not like they're building pivot tables they can't understand. Hit the plus button. By the way, all this data we pull in from the PMS. You can really high power your board up, but make it a basic scheduling column. Call it what you want. You just type it right on the screen. It happens here between cleaning and carpet cleaning, and you're good to go. Everything's drag and drop right on the screen. If you don't like the name, highlight and type something different. You see there are budgeting tools. They federate into budgeting reports, pull your turn history from last month, last quarter, last year, see how many you got done inside each of those thresholds you set a bonus program for your staff accordingly. Our inspection tool, honestly, I think we've got the best template generator on the market. We have the ability to do up to 6 rating groups per item. It's as simple as clicking the plus button, picking your marker, calling it what you want, and going. You want to make them take photos and leave comments. It's as simple as lighting up these boxes. We have an instruction overlay if you want to say you're in the affordable space and you're doing reacts and inspires. They have that big 300-page binder. No, put the instructions for each deficiency in our app. And that modal will pop up in their mobile app when they go to deficiency 1 for address and signage. And they can review this as many times as they need to before they rate it. We'll also spit out the estimated score. You want to give your technician the 100-point move-out inspection. He wants the 10-minute in and out on a piece of paper. That's garbage. He's going to say, I've got 10 of these to do and 8 work orders. I can't spend 45 minutes doing every move-out inspection. We give you the ability to default answers. Default all the goods and okays. That way he reps to each item, but he only has to make an adjustment if it needs to be repaired or replaced or marked fair or poor. That way, everybody gets what they want.
Well,
you can add.
This is so cool. Sorry to interrupt you. We are all so excited about it. And you've got questions going crazy. And because you're one of our last demos here before we start the rest of our rapid fire demos, I wanted to make sure we get to these if that's okay.
Yeah, sorry. I see I'm right. I'm over the 8-minute mark.
No, you're amazing. This was great. I have to say, when you said you were going to you could assign maintenance tasks to you, I was like, I have plenty of things for you to do. You're going to get assignments from everyone on this.
Yeah, demo. No, in the demo, I'm always the assignee, and I'm not very good at it.
Devin is wondering, do you integrate with RealPage?
We do. So importantly, we have our own 2-way API integration with every major PMS.
Okay, amazing. And Christy is asking, can you have this system adjust for delays or for work being pushed out? And can you add holidays to adjust the schedule? What a great question.
Yeah, you can. And what you can also adjust per unit. Like if you've got down units, or you like, let me see if I can not mess with one of my people, but I can add a quick, we're not going to do this now, but I could go in and mark in the unit details, I could mark it down, or I could mark it a hold, and it would get a little down or hold label. It'll push it to the bottom of the board. You can choose to exclude those units from reporting. Like if you're evaluating your property staff and they're like, hey, my turn time is getting destroyed because we are holding all these units back, or I've got these fire damage units and we're waiting on insurance. There's so many options to, push out timelines or remove items from reporting.
So I'm guessing based on that answer that this is a yes, but I want to ask anyhow. So this can be initiated at lease up, because I know what that's like. Those time delays are brutal.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's applicable, for any type of asset or, investment strategy.
Okay. And then Bill listen, he's the guy. We all want to know this, because there's going to be somebody on the team who's like, but is there a way to make it printable? Can you print it if you absolutely had to?
Yes. And you can also flip this into a list view and download it into an Excel format. There are ways to blend it to other trackers. Like I know that I can't, and I don't want to try to replace everyone's bespoke tracker. There are a million of them and it will fail. Instead, I want to be useful on my own, but also allow you to blend my data into yours.
Okay. I love that. So we've got another couple of questions. Can we customize this for different teams? So it looks like it's incredibly customizable, but tell us all about that part.
Yeah. So you can create the property groups or the portfolios however you want. It doesn't have to be the way you've got them set up in Yardi. It can be, but you can set up your portfolios any way you want. You can adjust permissions based on the role. So people are only going to see the properties they work at, or technicians can only see their tasks if you want them to. You can select who's able to make administrative adjustments. Like you don't want everybody to just delete a column on a board. You can set different thresholds for different properties, for different portfolios. It's very configurable. And we've got this multi-property selector where, pick however many properties you want to view in, your Kanban. Universal search, universal filters, universal Magic Plus button. It all feels very familiar as you get acquainted.
Yeah. Well, I know so many people are, really making a focused effort to pay attention to costs right now, obviously. So Zach is wondering, can you add invoice attachments, and is there reporting that will reflect unit by unit make ready and or reno costs?
Yes. So you can run a report for, whatever property or portfolio in whatever date range you want to get those, cost reports. And when you're working, this client won't mind if I show you their board. I think they're pretty proud of it. But as you go on the make ready board, you can enter costs in the moment, or you can also enter them, post hoc. Often you won't get that closeout until after the job's done. But you can see like they've got closed out costs here. All their costs are populating to the bottom of the board. They've got some extra costs over on the side. Every item that you create here will create a ticket. And in that ticket, you can track time, you can do estimated costs, you can do actuals, and then that all feeds into the reporting. Also, the tickets you make here, you can click a button or default it for that button to always be clicked to create a work order back in the PMS. So like AppFolio users really enjoy the vendor management system. Don't worry, you don't lose that. Create the work order for the cleaning job and your vendor won't notice the difference. All your work orders that come into the PMS will automatically become tickets in PropUp. All your users are mapped, your categories, your subcategories, your statuses. So nothing changes in terms of reporting for that back in the PMS. The resident doesn't know the difference. Your technicians just get a unified solution to do the work here.
This is so cool, Will. Thank you so, so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. I think everyone is stoked because the comment section in the chat is going absolutely wild.
That's great.
So incredible. Thank you.